100% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
All right, Viking students, we are back for the final segment of this lesson. You guys have done a fantastic job, and I'm so excited to see how you guys apply this to your academic game, because every student in this building has the resources around them to become an A student. And every student in this building deserves that shot to reach their goals, to find the success that they believe that is their right. So next, what we want to do is, now that we've had a chance to write our summaries at the end of our notes, teachers, can you please take a few volunteers? Maybe a few students can share some examples of the summaries they wrote by reading them aloud. We'll take 2 or 3 volunteers. Teachers, pause this screencast, take those volunteers, and then come on back.
He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know, but no, he knows the code is...
All right, Viking students and teachers, now you've had a chance to share a few great examples of summaries. I want to take this time right now to share my example and then talk about the essential question. And then we'll wrap it up and get out of here. So here's what I wrote for my summary. Michael Jordan was the greatest basketball player of all time, but he needed to add new pieces to his basketball game to become a champion. He received support from mentors, he set up the triangle offense, and he added new skills to his game. I can do the same in school by looking to teachers for guidance, finding friends that I can rely on, and adding new weapons to my school game. New skills I can add are using the note-taking process, creating a study routine, and balancing my time better. I wanted to share that summary because you'll notice that this summary relates to all the questions that I asked. This question says, what other weapons can I add to my school game? Well, I included that in the summary. Who are 2 reliable friends that I can count on? I touched upon that in my summary. One thing I could have done better in that summary is included the names of some people that I can rely upon. The other questions that I asked in the previous page, who is Michael Jordan? What success did he have? I mentioned that in my summary. How does Michael Jordan's success relate to my success? I mentioned that. And then who can I look to get support in school? One thing I could have done in that part of my summary, instead of just saying that I can look to teachers for guidance, I could have named a few teachers that I might want to seek out. So you can see here, this summary is comprehensive of the information that's in the notes, and that's so critical because that's another form of repetition that we can use to remember information 2, 3, 4, 5, and many other days out after the lesson that we receive from the teacher. And the more we review this information, we know the more we're going to remember it. Last piece that I want to talk about in these notes is the essential question. The essential question is the big question that goes at the top of your notes that covers everything we reviewed in the notes. In this case, I put, how can I use Michael Jordan as a model to be more successful in school? This can be answered throughout the entire set of notes. So please keep that in mind, students, as you work forward and try to improve your note-taking skills. Now, as we go back to the PowerPoint, we got a few more things to talk about. One thing I'd like the teachers to do really quickly is debrief with you by asking the following 3 questions. Number 1, what did you learn today that's going to help you be more successful in school? Number 2, what did you like about today's lesson? And then number 3, what questions do you still have about the note-taking process, about becoming a successful student? Teachers, give the students a chance to address these questions right now. Maybe they can share what they think about them. Maybe they can even share some questions they still have about this whole process. Prior to asking them, please pause this screencast and then come back to it so that we can wrap up.
Not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, talks picking it up. Let's go. Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much.
All right, let's wrap this thing up, folks. Here's what I want to do before we get out of here. If you aced your 10-item quiz, please make sure your name is on it and that you give it to the teacher that's running your lesson, because we'd like to celebrate you. Secondly, if you think your notes are an excellent example of the Cornell way, please make sure your name is on it and give it to your teacher. Because we'd like to post this stuff in the building on a bulletin board as a reminder of how everybody in this building can become the next Michael Jordan of this school. Guys, girls, teachers, thank you so much for participating in this lesson. Students, I challenge you. I challenge you to take these lessons that you learned today and apply them in your future. And I also challenge you to continue to ask the right type of questions so that you can become the best possible student that you're capable of becoming. As you leave, make sure we take care of these 2 items. Teachers, great job. Let's send you off with the final part of this song. Remember the name.
Concerned with status, but still even in starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge you because it makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, but the picture connects. Never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote. His will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds. The skill of an artist. This is 20% skill, 80% fear. Be 100% clear, cause Ryu was ill. Who would have thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wreck it with the crystal method, name it the game. Came back, dropped Megadeth, took him to church. I like Bleach, man. Why you had the stupidest verse? Let's do this the truth. Now everybody giving them guest spots and stocks through the roof. I heard he